Citizens, how is everyone today? It is snowing outside, and I'm in my garage. Look at my beautiful deep freeze, and this weird green sludgy mass. Yes, this is Star Citizen related, but it is kind of a weird thing. This is a bunch of silicon that I have wrapped around something. There's a new contest coming out. I shouldn't say coming out, it is currently out. Oh, I just covered the lens there. That is professionalism right there, putting my hands in front of the screen. There is a contest currently out with Squadron 42 called the Vandal Interpreter Contest, where you have to try to speak Vandal. And I thought I'd try to do something a little bit different, which is I made a Snarling Vandal mask. Look at this beautiful thing. This is not what the mask looks like, obviously. I mixed together some silicone and some food coloring and some cornstarch to make kind of like a silicone mold. It introduces water into silicone, which helps it cure faster, and the green is just so I can like see it a bit better while I'm working with it, because it was clear silicone. And I've covered my Vandal mask that I made, which is right here. I think I'll save the reveal for when I pull the mold off, but I've got the Snarling Vandal head under there. It's about, as you can see, the size of my hand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a latex coating on the inside of the silicone mold and make a hand puppet. And then I'm going to try to be using that as part of the contest in order to hand puppet a face, because I go by puppet anyways. It should be pretty good. We're going to see how this works. I have never done this before, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it turned out. So far, I'm really impressed with how this turned out. It's actually getting pretty solid right now. As long as I haven't adhered the silicone perfectly and solidly to the mold so that I won't be able to get it out, this should work. But I did a small piece on a little test piece, and it did seem to release. So let's go for that. Let's hope for that. So I think the next one will be when I have removed the mold from the silicone, and then we're going to start putting latex on the inside of the silicone. And we're back! And are you impressed with this? Yes! This is Stella. Everyone should know who Stella is if you've watched my channel. If you watch my channel, you know excitedly while I'll say, like, check it out. Her legs work. Both legs work. Right, Stella? Yes. Such a good girl. Do you like this? Do you like it? Do you want to be a Vandal? So, you can see here, worked out pretty good. Got the eyes there. We got the teeth, which won't be part of the actual mask. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually, I'll just grab it. Hey, Stella, we're going to go here and grab this. We're going to put this on here. We got some mold builder here. It's like a liquid latex. So slather that all on the inside of this mask. Clean it all out. And it will just stick to the silicone. When I peel it off, it will then leave behind kind of a fairly thick coating that we'll be able to use to make our mask for our puppet head. So that is it. I'm not going to show that. We're going to just show the product once all this is in there. So I'll let it dry for a day, and then we'll go on to the next step. This took about a day to fully cure. Still smells a little bit like vinegar, but for the most part it's okay. It's a little bit thin there. You can see the sun kind of comes through, but not too bad. Should work quite well. I mean, I've done a lot better molds before. You can see a lot of voids and stuff in there, but that will just make it look more vandal-y. So on to the next step. Right? Right. All right, that actually turned out pretty good, looking pretty good. You're starting to be able to see on the camera the detail on the face here. I didn't put anything in the mouth because my thought was that I will try to make, puppety puppet mouth. So I've cut this little template here. You can see I've marked top and bottom. If I kind of fold that in place, they do kind of fit in there to where the mouth is going to be, and so I'll be able to then, squeezy squeezy, flappy flappy talky talky. And so I'm going to make a piece of felt that will fit in there, and I'll do that now, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Perfect. Here it is, and I've cut little tabs on it so that when I put it in, I'm going to stick it down with the same latex that I'm using to fill in the silicone mold I made. So it'll hopefully stick to itself. I did wait a bit longer. It's been a couple days because I should actually bring this up. I don't know if you've noticed a sound in the background, but I have a dehumidifier on here in the basement now because it's springtime and the water is coming to my basement because of where it is draining by the house. So I'm dealing with that right now, and so it's taken a day away from the building. I didn't do anything at all yesterday, so a whole day lost on this project due to that. So maybe with the dehumidifier though, it'll make things dry better, but I'm just hoping that this latex will stick to really dry latex, and we will see. If not, we're gonna have to come up with something else. But I'm gonna kind of apply latex to the edge on this side right here, and then stick it in, and then put latex on this side and kind of smooth it all over to really stick everything together. Once that's dry, if it feels solid or not, we're going to move on to the next step. I might have to come up with something else if it doesn't feel solid, which is to actually peel. You can see here, all of this can here, the latex doesn't really stick to the silicone that I'm able to peel it off, so we can actually peel and actually see for the first time whether 3 days of work, technically 4 days of work, was worth it, or if I'm going to have to come up with something else, or maybe just abandon this entirely. But we will see. I'm going to attach this, then I got to go to work, and when I get home from work, hopefully this will be looking pretty good. Okay, that was way more fiddly than I wanted it to be, and I don't think that's actually good. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to remove the mask, but you're not going to see it. I'm going to hold off on the reveal until I get the mouth in. But I'm going to start peeling this off. I'm going to slowly take this out here. I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek. There you go. You can see the head, the forehead of the Vandal coming through. Now the colors are kind of weird due to the layers of the latex, but when I paint it, here we go, there's his temple. Hopefully it looks good. So that's what I'm going to do. With it off, I can then kind of adjust the mouth to the edge of the lips, and we'll see if that works. If not, I really hope this didn't become more of an issue, but we will see. This is all experimentation. Okay, that was definitely a failure. Didn't really work out well, but I got a new plan. Old rubber cement. So I got some rubber cement here, and I'm going to use that. I think that should work, so I'm going to cut out a new one of these pieces here. Glue it into the mouth. There's my mold, now demolded. Came out quite nice. Looks pretty good. But, like I said, I'm going to wait till the mouth is in before I reveal. I wish I made this a little bit bigger, because this is... I wanted it hand size, but now it's not face size. Can you imagine if I made a snarling Vandal mask? Maybe I'll have to do that in the future. What do you think? So we've got our mask here from the back. I'm going to cut out a new piece of this felt. I'm going to rubber cement it in, and then we'll do the reveal, and then we'll move on to painting. And that works so much better than trying to use. Don't use this to try to glue on something to a latex mold. That's just for making the mold. Yeah. Use rubber cement. Use that. Because, and this is a reveal without painting, check out how this thing's turning out. It's looking pretty good. There it is. Snarling Vandal. Got his little, like, I still gotta put like teeth in his little mouth, but I mean, that's kind of working. I have to figure out a good way to get it to open with my hand inside in order to close it up. I'm still gonna have to paint it, but like, I just gotta put some stuffing in there to hold it in place, and I got myself a snarling vandal puppet. Overall, pretty happy with how this worked. Which is good because, like I said, flooded basement, dealing with that. So might as well have, you know, a success for today. So I'm going to paint this. That'll get rid of a lot of the mottleness of the skin. I'll make some nice shiny black eyes in there. And then, yeah. I think this will be working out pretty good. I still have to figure out how to do the teeth. I still got to do a little bit of trimming around this edge here. But the finished piece will be, once I figure out how to do the, so we have on the inside, this is like the mouth here. So I'm going to put like cardstock on this side that will keep it more rigid and solid. I'll put little finger holes to like hold when I'm flapping the jaw. And then I'm going to put just like a filler material here, like cotton batten or something like that, to hold its shape. And then, yeah, now I just have to learn how to speak Vandal. Probably gonna just do one attempt and see how it goes, but I'll probably need a couple, but it's gonna be kind of interesting. Speaking, reading, trying to figure out pronunciation, flapping the lips at the same time. It'll be interesting to see how that goes, but overall, I gotta say, Snarling Vandal turned out pretty good. With paint, it's gonna look even better. So now, onto the painting, and maybe I'll show the finished product, or maybe I'll show it as the as I try to speak with it. But cool, not so bad. There we go, there we are. We're done. Most of it. Painting's done. I've also added a little bit of batting to the back, which I do have to adjust so that it squeezes in and holds the shape a bit better. It's a little bit wide right now. The mouth itself is a bit floppy, so I added some map board, like what you get from putting in photo frames, and then little loops of the felt just to hold your fingers. So the reveal, look at that. So, you know, a little bit talkier, looking pretty good. It does look kind of like a baby right now because it's so wide. So when I pull the batting in, it'll narrow it up a bit. But I figure I'll leave the final reveal for the actual submission that I put out. So I'm gonna darken up the eyes with some black. I'm gonna put a little bit of ivory on the little horns, almost said cones, that are on here. But there we go, we got our Vandal mask. Way quicker than opening 1,000 crates to find them in the verse. That actually turned out pretty good, considering this is my first attempt ever at doing anything like this. So, approved. Alright, so now I just have to figure out how to say these phrases and then record them with the puppet, edit that, and get it out in the next 12 hours to meet the deadline of Friday, because it is Thursday morning and I actually have to go to work. So it's going to be a long evening, so I don't want to wait till the end, the last few hours. So, hey buddy, oh, no biting. Well, yeah, I got to add some teeth too, I guess, eh? All right, so this will be the end of this video. This is the closest reveal you're going to get, but maybe I will put the actual submission at the end of this video as well, but I'll definitely be putting this video out at the same time as my actual submission. So if not, there'll be a link that you can see the submission below. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all soon in the verse. Goodbye, everybody. Hot mics are making this hard. Alright, so I'm at Seraphim doing a little bit of recording for the second time because I did make a completed version, which I'm about to show you. That completed version did not turn out well, only because it's a little bit long, so I'm gonna have to make a really short intro to what I did. So you're gonna see the extended director's cut right now. Oh, I love how much traffic seems to be at Seraphim. It's actually pretty cool. But yeah, so the one I'm going to show you is a little bit too long. I could try to edit it to a smaller size, but instead I came back in the verse. Sadly, it is now nighttime. It's not daytime anymore. But I'm going to just record a final version really quick. That is the submission. So that one I'm going to put as my submission. That's going to be another video that's coming out separate from this one. But right now, you get to see my first attempt at creating this video. Also, I will say I managed to get it with the puppet in 3 takes, which is pretty good. I thought it would take me a lot longer. I definitely messed up more on the second one than the first one, and I'm kind of happy with how the third one turned out. I just kind of wished I maybe had a little less pausing between them to make this editing a little bit easier. But here we go, the director's cut. Enjoy, and afterwards, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all soon in the verse. Goodbye, everybody. Good morning, citizens, and welcome back to the verse. Puppet Pat here with a little bit of a lesson in the Vandal language while I wait at Seraphim for my ship to claim. So without further ado, my favorite show, Learning Vandal with Puppet Vandal. Hiwo kitlo, sroth, voandutlo hikset. Tloth, thing da higo, hitikwan. Risa. Iodak, hetusa. Hak u tulang. Ishakun run she.